Hi everyone, David A. Cox here with Tech Talk America. I got letters from a couple people, notes and different comments from people asking about the light in my office. If you look at me, like right now, this little thing is purple. My iMac is backlit. It's a little bit hard to see that on camera, but people were asking, how are you doing that? So today, we're gonna be talking about it. And the way that I do it is with products made by LIFX. We're gonna be talking about that coming up next on Tech Talk America. So I remember I got my first smart lighting system back, I think it was around 5 years ago, and I started with the Philips Hue system. And it was pretty cool at the time, but the problem with it was that it never ever grew. They never updated the app. It was just kind of boring, and frankly, the colors weren't that vibrant. Like, it would say that it was blue, but it really didn't look that blue to me. Then a friend of mine introduced me to this. This is the LIFX Smart Light Bulb. They make these in every different style that you can imagine, so if you want one that isn't this shape, I will give you links to, of course, everything down below in the description of the video. The reason why I absolutely love this product is that there is no better way to instantly transform any space from normal relaxed day into fun space than lighting. And these lights, these are capable of hitting 16 million different colors. Now, I don't know if anyone's ever gone like 1, 2, 3. It's a lot. And the reason why I'm not really showing you any footage so much right now is that this stuff is very, very hard to demo because the light colors are so vibrant. None of my camera equipment can really accurately show you how vibrant. One thing I love about the LIFX bulbs is that you can actually have them sync to the beat of music. And when you think about it, when a lot of people buy a home, you know, one of the things they're always thinking about is, can I entertain in this space? And the funny thing is that a lot of people focus on the space, but they don't focus on the lighting. And LIFX bulbs will completely transform your party from just kind of a normal party to something that will get all of your friends talking. Hopefully in a good way. Don't really know how to say this part, so they're really great in the bedroom too. For those of you out there who are iPhone owners, you'll be happy to know that this does talk to Siri, and also it talks to Alexa. So if you have an Amazon Echo, you can do that as well. Now, in full honesty, there is one negative to this product, which is that it is probably not the most intuitive product to set up. I myself have even had issues occasionally in initially setting up, which is why I thought I would do a tutorial video walking all of you through how to use these bulbs, and just understand that with a lot of these different steps, sometimes it takes things a few seconds to connect, so just try to be a little bit patient with it. So the first thing I'm going to show you folks is how to reset one of these bulbs. That way, for those of you who've maybe had these and are looking for help, it just gets all of us on the same page. This is also handy if you ever go to sell it. So what you're going to first do is you're going to turn on and off the power 5 times to the bulb, leaving it in the on position. Now, when it's done, it's going to flash red, then green, then blue, and then it's going to settle on white. Now, at that point, you're going to go into your phone or tablet, and you're going to go into the Wi-Fi settings, and you should see it show up here under where it says Set Up New Device. And we're just going to tap on that, and we're going to now join it to our network. So that's my network. You can put your own network there. I fast forwarded this next part just because it does take a while. And when it's done, tap Done, and now we're going to go into the LIFX app. Now, if I scroll down, you can see here are the lights that I already have, but if I scroll down the list at the bottom, check it out. We have the new light, and as you can see here, it has no real name. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to tap onto the bottom part of that, okay? And so here we can go into, of course, the different lights, but we're going to first start off with getting the settings correct. So we're going to go into the gear icon at the top right. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the name, and we can do that just by tapping up at the top left where it currently says LIFX A19, and we can name it whatever we want. For the group, this is basically the room that it's going to go into, and you can see here that if it's a new room, you can just tap where it says New Group. New Group equals New Room. Now I'm also going to tap where it says claim light because now we want to get this all connected up. Now if you want to pair this up with HOMEKIT, at this point you're just going to follow the directions. So it says get code. It's going to give you a code that you're going to just basically take a screenshot of, and then you can import the information into the next part. At this point, the next thing I want to show you is how to get your various rooms to stick to the top. If you look there, it says favorites on mine. The reason why I like having it there is it's just really, really simple for me to immediately go into the groups that I use the most. I really don't do a lot of changing of individual lights, which is what you see is next here. So the way that you get your groups to stick to the top is you're going to scroll down to where it has groups right here. So let's add Man Cave. So I'm going to tap at this point on where it says the text Man Cave. And this is one thing that I find is a little bit confusing. There is a difference between tapping on where it says the number 5 right there in the middle of the button and tapping on the text. If I tap on the number 5, that is basically just to turn on or off all of the lights that I have in that particular group. I'm going to go into the text where it says Man Cave. Now to get all of these lights to just kind of stick to the top, what we're going to do is tap on the little star icon that you see there at the top right corner of my phone. And now when I go back, check it out. At the very top, we have Man Cave now at the very top. All right, folks, let's have some fun. So now I want to really show you how to get in here and have some fun with color and be adventurous, okay? So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to tap into the Man Cave, which, by the way, if you have not figured out, the Man Cave is the name for my office. I do have a fun office. I love my little office. Anyways, it's not big, but I love it. So from here, any changes that I may make to light, whether it's the color or if I switch over to whites, if I add a theme, at this point, at this screen, it's going to affect all of the lights that are within this group. But if I wanted to only make a change to a single light, like for example, my desk right now is this very, very red color that you see right here, okay? So if I want to alter that, I need to go into that individual light. So the way that I can do that is here at the bottom of the screen. We're going to tap at the button you see here all the way at the left, which is Lights. And from here, I can get into any of my lights. So let's just go into Desk Lamp. Again, tapping on the name, not the power button above it. Now, this is where I can go to change to different colors. Now, if you prefer colors that are more just different shades of white, that's coming up in a moment. So from here, what I can do is I have a color wheel, and I can just drag with my finger, and literally right next to me, in pretty much perfectly synced timing, my light is changing these different colors. Okay, so this is just for the initial color. So let's go blue. I like blue. I look good in blue. The middle button that you see there, okay, is actually a slider. So you can slide up and down. This is your brightness. So right now it's very, very bright. But one of the things that I actually really dig about LIFX bulbs is they look amazing even when they're really, really dim. And that's where another place where the competition really does not even come close. Now, also you'll see here at just above that, we have this little circle here. This is basically the saturation level. So right now, it's a soft blue, very, very gentle. And now it's blue like a blueberry. It's very, very deep. It's very, very rich. They just look amazing. Please, folks, if you end up buying these bulbs, we really do appreciate it if you leave a comment. Can't tell you how much that means. Now, if you want to just simply kill the light here, there is a power button at the bottom. That's just one tap, boom, it's off. Now, if you don't want to go with the color, if instead you want to stick with more your traditional whites, what you can do is go down here to the bottom left. Keep in mind, right now we are just working on one light. We are not working on a group. So we go over here to whites, and you can see here it actually tells us the different color temperatures that it's mimicking, and it's incredibly accurate. I mean, very, very accurate. So you can go anywhere from 2500 degrees Kelvin, which is going to be that ultra warm, as they call it here, to all the way on the other side of the spectrum, blue ice, which is very, very kind of industrial. Now, the next two things that we're going to go over are themes and effects. And when we go over themes and effects, the thing is that a lot of you are going to be working within a group when you do this. So I'm going to actually go back. So now we're now just in the man cave in general, okay? And we're going to go into themes down here at the bottom right. Now, themes is probably my favorite aspect of these lights. Basically, what all of these different buttons will do, and these are updated throughout the year. Right now, as of when I'm recording this, we're right on the heels of Halloween, so you can see we have some, a Halloween theme there, but also the following holidays also there. This is basically just one tap. It will create a combination of different colors to make your room look amazing. My favorite is actually this one called Intense. This is by far my favorite. And so right now I've got kind of a combination of blues and greens. There's the little color combo. We go back, tap it again, they change, and now that's what it looks like. So it just kind of moves the colors around. It's very, very cool. And if you're the kind of family that likes to have movie night, oh my God, does this make your movie night so much better. So then we can go over to some of the other stuff, which is effects. So let's tap over to that. And the first one you see here at the top is candle flicker. And the thing that I want to just be clear about with this is whatever color your lights are at that moment, what it's going to do is it's going to make them basically flicker. So just know that if your lights are blue and you turn on candle flicker, it's going to be like a blue flame. Okay, so if you want them to be the traditional orange yellow, you have to preset that up and then tap on that. The next one here is a color cycle. By the way, I should also mention that just like with the others, when you tap on these, it's different if you tap on the text. So in the case of color cycle, it's kind of doing like a little rainbow room going on right now. You can change the speed. You can change, how much is it changing. Basically, it's just a really fun one to have on during a party. The next one definitely gets a lot of attention, and I completely admit that I have grooved out to this many, many, many times, which is the music visualizer. So basically what you do at this point is you put your phone in the room where you're playing music. You want to put it in a location where it has, good access to good sound, not preferably your pocket. And it will listen to the music and it'll figure out, let's actually just go into it real quick. You can see here it has beat detection. How cool is that? Beat detection. And it will just make your lights coordinate to the music. And you can change the variation, as you can see right here. It works wonderfully. And by the way, I have to give a shout out to another product at this moment. If you are into getting your lights to just like really flow with the music, there is another product you absolutely must check out. We have a video coming out on it at some point in time. I'm trying to do a few little renovations to my home before I show you that, but it is called the NANOLEAF, and it is awesome. And if you do get it, you must get the little music sensor so that it can respond to music. One of my favorite little lighting gadgets. Okay, next one. As I said, right now we're right on the heels of Halloween. Spooky. So what Spooky will do is it'll just basically make the lights it'll kind of look normal initially, and then they'll just go boom, 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 boom. It's kind of hard to describe audibly. Anyway, next one is strobe. When you tap on it, it gives you a little warning notice. Warning, strobe is limited to recommendations, blah, blah, blah. So if you hold it at that point, they flicker and you can freak out the kids and your neighbors or whatever, anyone spying on your house. The next one is animate theme. So if you were using one of the themes that I was mentioning here earlier, again, big shout out to Intense, love Intense. Then what you can do is you can animate it, and it's just going to basically make all the different lights kind of pulse. And it's a really, really funky thing. I do this a lot of times. I built my office to be a fun space where my friends and I like to hang out. And a lot of times I'll just put this on, when we're just kind of hanging out, having a beer. Just it's a fun thing. It adds a whole new dimension to the room. There's also random here, which I can't say I've ever really used, and pastels. So if you want to just kind of try out something, nice and light, especially, springtime, this is actually it's a very cool one. And if you go here, again, you can change the speed, you can change the brightness, all those options there. One last thing I want to say while we are still here is specifically about the music visualizer. One of the things that I have noticed is that when I've run the app on my iPhone 8 Plus, it seems as though the music responds, the lights rather respond much better to the beat. Compared to on something like an older iPad, when I've run it, it's kind of delayed. It doesn't really work. So I think my advice would be, if you are going to use the music visualizer mode here, really whatever your most powerful device, let that be the device to run the LIFX app. And of course they do have an app, I should mention, for the iPad as well. So if you are looking for a way to completely transform your home with literally the tap of a button, you have got to check these out. Links to all their different products you'll find down below. For those of you out there who already own LIFX products, please leave a comment below and let the other people know how awesome these things are. I absolutely stand by this product. This is David A. Cox with Tech Talk America. Class dismissed.